New year, new roundups? Hey everyone, it's Thyworm with a roundup. Weekly? Maybe. Don't subscribe, do not like, don't do anything. It is 2021, who cares, right? Just enjoy the video, guys. Let's start the year with good news, and what other game embodies good news if not Wolcen? As their game is running flawlessly these days, there are no bugs, everyone is basically happy. The devs in their infinite wisdom have decided to shift their focus to something that actually matters. Cheaters, duplicators and gold farmers. Because, as we all know, that is by far the biggest problem Wolcen is currently dealing with. I can only applaud this approach, because why fix what isn't broken? Instead, they banned a pretty popular German YouTuber and one of the few creators of Wolcen content, Dread, for allegedly showing an exploit. Oh boy. Meanwhile, I still haven't been able to kill Oshara due to invisible damage and random one-shots, if the game runs at all. Wolcen, please, don't put out press releases like this. It's ridiculous. I wish you a happy holidays as well, by the way. Then I came across a publication of Nexus. Remember that game? Well, I sort of forgot about it as well. It released in November 2019 and it had maybe 1.5 hours of content. I finished it, and half a year later they released another super small update which randomized loot, which was static before. This game is supposed to have 4 classes, crafting, dynamic events, cinematics and overall just content. We're now over a year after early access release and this game has hardly progressed in any way. There is one playable character, a very short story, imbalanced quests, wonky combat, and overall this game looks way less promising than 1 year ago. Mostly because we're in 2021 and nothing really happened in 2020. Sure, COVID, fine, but we're all dealing with that and plenty of devs put out meaningful content last year. Somehow this game already seems to be in development hell and it hasn't really even started. A new update is supposed to hit this quarter and it better brings a shitload of stuff to do or I don't see this game going anywhere. In that same line, remember PURGE? What happened there? According to their last update, October 25th, they're working hard on the holo chamber and campaign. That's exciting, to be honest, and I hope we get an update soon, but not hearing from devs for months never feels good. Surely they could have shared something, right? Some concept art, a devlog, more fleshed out vision for the game. I feel that's important to keep people engaged. And remember SANCTUM Breach? That single developer action RPG that got successfully kickstarted last year? He also went dark for a bit due to personal reasons, as stated in the Discord. That is the risk, of course, with projects like this. He's apparently back on track though, and an update should be there pretty soon. I do have the same concerns here as with PURGE, however, and probably here even more so because it is just one guy. CYBERPUNK had a less than ideal launch, but has been picking up the pieces, at least some of them. The game is still a total shit show for some, but hotfixes on PC at least have been gradually coming in, fixing a few glaring issues like corrupted save files when they got larger than 8 megabytes. Ouch. This game caused me to revamp an old love of mine though, which actually kickstarted this channel, and that is modding PC games. I used to mod Skyrim and Fallout, and if you check the earliest super crappy videos I made on this channel 6.5 years ago, they're all about that. You can mod Cyberpunk 2077 as well, and it is a good idea too, as it fixes many issues already with the game. I created a new channel for it, Cyberpunk, solely focused on Cyberpunk. It's mainly mods, builds, that sort of thing. You can check it out. Do not subscribe though, I already have 24 of them. That is more than enough to make it on YouTube in 2021, let's be honest. Banners of Ruin, a single-player PvE card game, implemented a milestone update. They wrote 15 more scenarios, which are basically encounters you can do. This adds a lot more variety to this rather tactical card game. There are 3 new enemies you can fight, and there's stashed equipment, which is nice because sometimes you find something you would like to use on a character you still need to enlist in your party. Now you can stash gear and do that. Talking about hiring characters, it used to be only possible at the inn, but now during certain scenarios you can increase your party size as well. Finally, they updated the UI. In other news, HELLPOINT, a Souls-like action RPG that I enjoyed quite a bit, released their arena update last Christmas. Now you can go and kill your fellow reborn human-like creatures in the spirit of the holidays. Stone Shard keeps rocking the updates. This game development is as steady as a production factory. It is truly impressive and I should get back into this game for another run for sure. There's so much interesting stuff to cover. The previous games I mentioned, the ones going dark, should really take a page out of the PR of Stone Shard. They always have something interesting to show, even when there's no new content. Last Christmas, they released a hearing system, which lets you hear the enemies, even when you haven't spotted them yet, depending on your perception and the noise type. They hear you too, by the way. Berry bushes got implemented. Nice. For when you're starving and you need food. There are 2 new vendors added, one of them sells you traps to use, and finally there are a few new enemies to kill as well. And is there anything interesting coming up in the next week? I thought I would make the announcement that Bex made an announcement that we will get a Path of Exile announcement on January 7th, where the new league will be presented. I cannot wait for more Path of Exile, honestly. I played tested a few characters, I participated in all the December events, which was hilarious mostly. I fell in love with Solo Self-Found, and boy am I excited to see what we will be getting. And that's really about it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all soon. Love you all. Bye bye.